Please remain standing for the presentation of colors by the Fort Campbell 101st Military Honor Guard and for the singing of our national anthem by Janet Level, HCC Youth Workforce Coordinator. Honor Guard, please present the colors.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Please remain standing as our opening invocation is led by the Reverend Chuck Poe, Minister of Students and Families, 2nd Baptist Church, Hopkinsville.
Pray with me. Father God, we know that you're the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning of and end of all things. You're a God that has promised us that you will be with us through it all. In your word, it says you're a person that sticks closer than a brother. You are our author and finisher of our faith. And it's because of this faith that we have the liberty to gain wisdom and knowledge. It's because of you that we have the freedom to pursue the desires of our heart. For some, this desire has become a dream to further their education. Many in this room will be the first in their family to attain a college degree. Father, we fully understand that an education is not something that comes without sacrifice and hard work. Lord, before me tonight are many people that have had some sleepless nights, stressful days during their studies at Hopkinsville Community College. I'm sure there's many that wanted to give up. However, somebody encouraged them, maybe a professor, a spouse, a parent, or a boss, pushed them to proceed. These students continue, and now today they are reaching the goal they once thought was possibly impossible for them to grasp. Nonetheless, they made it. But they didn't reach it alone. You've been right there beside them. I have full confidence that you've called many in this room into a field of study that would help build and strengthen this city, state, and nation. It is not by our own strength that we can accomplish this task, but together we can make this city, state, and nation greater. Father, may we not forget that you have told us to pursue wisdom and understanding. Blessed are those, your scripture says, who find wisdom and gain understanding. For she is more profitable than silver and yields better returns than gold. Thank you for wisdom. With wisdom and understanding comes a responsibility to do. I pray for these students as they continue on, that you will guide them to jobs, that they will supply them with support to provide for themselves, their families, and if they continue on with their studies, that you will continue to expand their understanding so they can continue their education. Let us not forget where our help comes from. It comes from you, Lord. You're a gracious God, a forgiving Father who is rich in love and mercy. May we never be too smart nor too rich to forget how you've blessed us. Many years ago, you placed a vision within someone's heart and mind to have a place of higher learning in Hopkinsville. And for 50 years, this institution has and will continue to disperse wisdom and knowledge to the people of Hopkinsville and surrounding communities. Father, I pray that you continue to fan the flame of support for our colleges and universities within the Commonwealth of Kentucky. I pray that we will continue to follow you, and as our state motto says, united we stand, divided we fall. As we independently walk this journey called life, through many ups and downs, may one thing remain, that you would be our dependence. With this, throughout this commencement service, and everyone that speaks, may it bring glory and honor to you because you've done so much for us. Thank you for your great love for us and for your Son, Jesus Christ, that has made a way for us to know how we can have eternal life. I pray this in the name, which is above all names, the name of Jesus Christ our Lord. Amen.
Please be seated. Good evening and welcome to each of you here in the Bruce Center and to those watching this ceremony online. On behalf of the faculty and the staff of Hopkinsville Community College, the College Board of Directors, and the Kentucky Community and Technical College System, we welcome you, the graduating class of 2016, parents, families, and friends to HCC's 50th commencement ceremony. As a visual symbol of how families are being changed forever this evening, would the graduates who are the first person in your immediate family to earn a college credential, could you please stand and be recognized? Graduates, you may be seated. Congratulations to all of our graduates. Tonight is your night, and let's let the celebration begin. It's now my pleasure to introduce to you HCC President and CEO, Dr. Jay Allen.
Thank you, Dean Warren. On behalf of the faculty and staff, welcome to the 50th commencement of Hopkinsville Community College. It is my pleasure to preside over this important ceremony. Tonight, we are honored to be joined by HCC's first graduating class, the class of 1967. Earlier tonight, they participated in a class reunion upstairs in the terrace room. It was so nice to see them reconnect after all these years. At this time, I would like to ask for the members of the HCC graduating class of 1967 that were able to be present tonight with us, please stand and be recognized. Class of 1967, thank you for what you mean to our college, for having the courage to enroll in a brand new institution 50 years ago. All of us associated with HCC joined the class of 2016 and thanking you for helping us to be where we are today. Hopkinsville Community College would also like to take this opportunity to remember the men and women, the brave men and women who have fought gallantly, fought and died for our country. Fort Campbell is an integral part of the identity of HCC. We honor this very unique and special part of our college family. We call your attention to the empty chair in the front row of graduates. The chair symbolizes the members of our armed forces who are listed as POWs and MIAs. If anyone in the audience or graduates are currently serving or have served in the military, please stand at this time. We truly appreciate your service to our country. Tonight's ceremony serves as a capstone event for all of our graduates, and we celebrate student learning. A total of 901 students have applied for 1,473 credentials, which includes 651 two-year degrees, 785 certificates, and 37 diplomas. I want to share a few other facts with you about this class. We survey the class each year during our graduation practice, and we ask a few questions of those students that will be marching. We found out that amongst all the degrees that they've achieved, 11 had spouses deployed during their time at HCC. One of our graduates was deployed during their time at HCC. 9 got married, 22 had babies. Our youngest graduate is 19 years old. Our oldest graduate tonight is 70 years old. Pretty neat, isn't it? The longest journey was 50 years for their education. One of our graduates is from Russia. We have graduates who will be not only moving about this state and staying in our region, but we have graduates who will be moving to the following states or areas: Massachusetts, New Jersey, Nevada, Mississippi, New York, Colorado, California, Florida, and overseas to Korea. 7 of our graduates are currently serving in the military. 23 are veterans, and we truly appreciate the accomplishments that you've made both inside and out of our classrooms, and we thank you for that. These statistics represent your hard work and dedication, as well as the efforts of our faculty and staff. Tonight, we also have members of the third graduating class of the Hopkinsville Rotary Scholars Program participating in the ceremony. This historic partnership between HCC and our local Rotary Club provides tuition-free scholarships to every student graduating from a high school in Christian County. As is often true in community colleges, there are so many compelling stories of how students have made it to this juncture in their educational journey. Dr. Warren has shared a few of these with me tonight. I wanted to share just a few real quick. One of our graduates is retiring from the U.S. Army next month. One graduate is a future zookeeper. Thought that was pretty neat. One graduate was in the first class of 1966, and due to life circumstances was not able to graduate then, but is back tonight to walk across this stage. And finally, we have a husband and wife graduating. Both are Army veterans, and she continues to serve in the Army Reserve. It's a pretty neat class, and there's hundreds of other stories. Let's give them a round of applause. As your president, it has been important for me to continually create connections to our community and our campus. Dr. Martin Luther King described connections this way: it really boils down to this, that all life is interrelated. We are all caught in an inescapable network of mutuality, tied into a single garment of destiny. Whatever affects one's destiny affects all indirectly. And that is what Community and Connections is all about. Because we are all connected, your graduation, your commencement, and commission to the next stage of life matters. It matters to you. It matters to your family and friends. It matters to the faculty and staff of HCC, and it matters to the world. You truly matter. I speak for all of us at Hopkinsville Community College when I say we are proud of your connection to us. We are thankful for what community means at our college. On behalf of the faculty and staff of the college, we thank you for selecting Hopkinsville Community College and for the opportunity to gauge you in the learning process. I challenge you to connect to create community wherever you go from here on. Remember your connection to HCC. Please remember that connection to HCC, because one day I may have the opportunity, or somebody like me, to introduce you on stage like a graduate you're going to get to meet in a little while. Remember your connection to HCC. Continue from this moment forward. Congratulations and continued success to tonight's graduates. At this time, I would like to introduce Mr. Gary Logan. He currently serves as the Vice Chair of HCC's Board of Directors. He is originally from Silex, Missouri. Gary holds a BS and an MAA degrees in accountancy. A Vietnam veteran, he retired with the rank of Colonel in the Kentucky Air National Guard. He has 23 years of banking experience and has served as the Chief Financial Officer with Max Arnold & Sons for the past 18 years right here in Hopkinsville. Gary is married with 2 grown children. Please welcome Gary Logan.
I bring welcome from the Board of Directors of Hopkinsville Community College. I want to say congratulations to the graduates. This is a milepost to the rest of your life, and I'm sure you will look back on it with fond memories in the years to come. Also say thank you for the families and the friends and the supporters of each of these graduates, because we know you sacrificed. There was time you wanted to go someplace, but the graduate had to study. There was times that studying interfered or that class interfered, but I know that each of you deserve thanks for that. And I want to say thank you for the instructors and the staff of Hopkinsville Community College. You can be proud. This is the future that's growing up right now, and you're part of it. Your success is shown in their graduation. So with that, I just want to say welcome.
Thank you, Gary. Tonight's student speaker is HCC Student Government President and Student Representative on the HCC Board of Directors, Ms. Danae Burton. Danae spent 16 years in the U.S. Army. During that time, she successfully deployed 4 different times, including service in Iraq and Afghanistan. After transitioning out of the military, Danae decided 2 things. She wanted to become a foster parent, and she wanted to return to school. Danae has had over 50 foster children in and out of her home over the past 3 years while attending HCC. Not only has Danae been recognized for outstanding service by the state of Kentucky for her work with foster children, but she's also been appointed to a regional review board to help review individual cases. Danae enrolled at HCC in fall of 2012. Over her time at HCC, she's attended both the Fort Campbell and the Hopkinsville campuses, where she's been active with the Student Veterans Organization, Student Government Association, and Pi Gamma Epsilon. Last May, Danae earned an Associate of Applied Science degree in Criminal Justice. This May, she completes her Associate of Applied Science in Computer Information Technology. She will be in work on a degree in Organizational Leadership at Western Kentucky University this summer. Please help me welcome your SGA President, Danae Burton.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, graduates, friends, and family, honored guests, Dr. Allen, Dr. Warren, Dr. Young, and Mr. Poole, and others. I am so pleased to share this happy occasion with all of you. To the graduates, congratulations on your achievements. Congratulations are also due to those who helped you on your way, your families, friends, and the faculty and staff here at HCC. Thank you to the class of 1967. Thank you for paving the way for many who have come before us and keeping the tradition and the doors open for the generations before me. If it were not for you and the others before me, I did not think I would be standing here today. I did not think I was going to go to college. After high school, I worked for about 3 years, then I decided that I wanted something better and entered into the Army. I did 16 years in the Army, and to make it higher in the ranks back then, you didn't have to go to college. You didn't have to have college credit, excuse me. But as the years went by and the regulations changed, I took college credits here and there as each duty station and deployments permitted. I first saw an associate's degree from Hopkinsville Community College while I was stationed at Schofield Barracks, Hawaii, on my platoon sergeant's wall, and I said to myself, one day I will be at that college. So for 4 years I have been attending HCC and have earned a degree in criminal justice and now computer information technology with the networking track. This has been a year of doing acts of kindness and volunteering. I have been volunteering around Clarksville, Tennessee, and Hopkinsville, and also at, Pembroke Elementary. I mentored a child in first grade, and to see his face when he sees me coming is not only a joy to him, but it is a joy to me also. Because you do not know what could be going on in their little lives at home, and if you could just take, for 30 minutes, take their minds off of what is going on, off of that, it could mean the world of a difference in their day. So if you have time to volunteer or be a mentor, keep in mind that yes, you are doing something, but it is not exactly for you, it is for the children. You are helping the children. Every little bit goes a long way for a child who needs just a little time. Excuse me. To Mr. Rhodes, thank you for creating an organization that gives student veterans a chance to meet and encourage one another to succeed through their educational pathway. To Mr. Bridgman, here somewhere, I would like to thank you for always being patient with me and teaching me what I needed to know for criminal justice. Thank you for setting me up with my internship and for your ongoing support. I am also proud to be a member of Pi Gamma Epsilon, the first organization I could ever say I was a member of. To Ms. Evans, somewhere out there, thank you for teaching Math 126 and college algebra the way you do. I like the way you use the board, how old school teachers do. You really write it out. Thank you. It was so appreciated. To all the math tutors out there, your dedication never goes unnoticed or unappreciated, at least by me, because if it were not for you, I'm not sure a lot of us would have made it. I know I stayed in the tutor room. To Mr. Jason Lee, somewhere, I saw you earlier, thank you for stepping in this year and advising me when needed for the computer classes and giving me the advice needed for the networking path. Mr. Sims, if I could take another science lab with you, I would. I like science and I like the projects that you do. More people should be into science, well, because it's science. To the SGA officers, thank you for your support in the year of learning and volunteering as a team. I wish you all the best of luck in your future endeavors. To my brothers, Wayne and Richard, you have been very supportive of me throughout my journey. Wayne, thank you for being my idol. Richard, thank you for being just who you are. You both have inspired me in many ways. I am proud to call you my brothers. To the many children who have been in my home for the past 3 years, not only did I do this for myself, but I did this for you. Thank you for coming into my life. I hope that while you were in my home, I was able to instill in you some values that will live with you forever. I could say that I've come full circle here at HCC. I started as a student, then I became a member of an organization, Pi Gamma Epsilon, then president of Pride Organization, and a member of other organizations as well, as being a student worker for the last year and a half, where I would help student activities and events. Now I'm standing in front of the class of 2016 as the president of the Student Government Association. All of this while having approximately 53 children coming in and out of my home as a foster parent for the past 3 years. I would not change it for nothing. My first classes were reading and math, and in my math classes where I met Tracy Folden Stewart. Being Tracy's student worker has helped me grow on many levels. It was truly a blessing for me. She has taught me how to be more professional in the civilian world. It takes some time to getting adjusted. Sometimes I get distracted, and she would tell me to get back into it and stay focused, even if I have to leave the house to have a space to myself. Tracy has pushed me when I wanted to give up. You do not want to let the person down who has helped push you to get this far in college when you didn't know you were even going to go in the first place. She is a great mentor and will always be a great friend. Tracy is a big sister that I never had, but always wanted. Thank you for always being there when needed. With closing this year's Teacher Appreciation Week, I've said it before, but thank you for all you have done for me and for being extremely patient with me on many occasions. Remember, to teach is to touch a life forever, and you, ma'am, have touched my life forever. Thank you. To the graduating class of 2016, as you move forward onto your next journey, whether it be for a bachelor's degree or workforce, I challenge you to put your best foot forward and a pair of Crocs and march right along. If you're going to continue to college or university, get more involved in organizations and in the community in your surrounding area. Do some volunteer work. If you're going to the workforce, strive to become the manager or work to open your own business. I know that you have all the talent to do so. Put the best foot forward and go out there and work for it. I wish you all the best in the future. As for myself, as Dr. Warren said, I am continuing my education, earning my bachelor's degree in organizational leadership while attending Western Kentucky University. Go Big Red Hilltoppers. I would now like to invite HCC's first SGA president, Mr. Bruce Carver, to the stage so I may present him with an SGA stole, as he was the first SGA president of the college.
At this time, it is my pleasure to introduce our speaker tonight. Eugene Poole Jr. is the U.S. Capitol Jurisdiction Executive and Project Manager of the historic U.S. Capitol Dome Restoration Project in Washington, D.C., and has 31 years of professional architectural design, contract administration, and construction experience. With uncompromising dedication and determination over the past 8 years, Eugene has worked tirelessly in the preparation of construction documents for the repair, restoration, and conservation of the iconic U.S. Capitol Dome in Washington, D.C. Mr. Poole's collective professional design and construction career includes executive branch, legislative branch, and private industry appointments, and is directly responsible for architectural design, construction, management, project oversight, contract administration, contract negotiations, project delivery, equipment control, personnel management, aircraft runway systems, civil infrastructure systems, joint-base defense services, acquisition planning, and material asset execution of government initiatives estimated at nearly $2.1 billion with a B, billion dollars. Mr. Poole's formal education began right here at HCC, where he earned an Associate in Science degree. He received the Bachelor of Architecture degree from the University of Kentucky College of Architecture. Upon graduating from UK, Mr. Poole received a Department of Defense United States Air Force commission. He is an honorably discharged and decorated veteran, having served in joint operations in support of Operation Desert Shield in 1990 and Desert Storm in 1991. Mr. Poole is an internationally recognized fine art painter as well, and has exhibited his works domestically and abroad. Notable owners of his work include Earl Klugh, Shirley Hemphill, Bill and Hillary Clinton, Jimmy Carter, Bill Cosby, Coolio, Montel Jordan, and thousands of art collectors worldwide. Reverend Poole accepted the call of the ministry in 2005. Over the past decade, he has built his ministry on social justice, economic improvement, continual education, and the unapologetic proclamation of the gospel. He is associate minister of Shiloh Missionary Baptist Church in Gulfport, Mississippi. He is the son of Miss Wanella F. Poole and the late Eugene Poole Sr. of Hopkinsville. He is married to Miss Karen K. Poole of Gulfport, Mississippi, and they have two daughters, Keandra and Stephanie. I am excited to claim him as a graduate of this great institution, but I'm even more excited to claim him as a friend. Please welcome Eugene Poole.
Thank you, Dr. Allen, for those wonderful remarks, and greetings to all of you all this evening. Good evening, everybody. Good evening, everybody. Yeah, this is supposed to be a celebration. And to everyone here on the podium, can we just give the podium a hand here? Come on, come on. You can do better than that. You can do better than that. All right, all right. Let's get this thing underway. I had to look around to see who he's talking about. I'll lose myself there for a moment. Abraham Lincoln said, and I quote, the 16th President of the United States, and in the end, it is not the years in your life that count, but rather the life in your years. And likewise, Henry Ford, the founder of Ford Motor Company, said, and I quote, obstacles are those frightening things that you see when you take your eyes off the prize. Then finally, Sam Walton, the founder of Walmart, said, and I quote, if people would only believe in themselves, it is amazing what they could accomplish. President Allen, Mr. Logan, Dr. Young, and others here, board members, trustees, the illustrious alumni class of '67, alumni, parents, friends, the awesome graduating class of 2016. Oh, come on. Yeah. This is a celebration. This is a great day in history. This is a great time. 50 years of education, Hopkinsville Community College. It doesn't get any better than that. First, I want to congratulate you, past and present, on a job well done. Secondly, I want to say thank you for allowing me to be here to be a part of your special day. It's an honor and a great privilege. And before you turn your tassels on this graduating commencement day ceremony, this is an exceptional honor. Now, everybody repeat after me. It's possible. It's possible. I can make my dreams come true. Give yourself a hand praise for the possibilities. All right, you know, I remember being where you are right now. I can remember standing there. I was on fire. I was revved up and ready to go. I was hungry. You see, I have fond memories of HCC. I remember Dr. William Turner, Hugh Duguid, and my good friend Kevin Felton, Dr. Kevin Felton. Where are you at? Okay, there he is right there. You don't go too far. You're not gonna hide from me. All right, there he is. I remember, and I also remember there just being two buildings on the campus. There was a blue classroom building, and there's also the administration building, which also served the classes, and we had also the student center that was in there. And I remember metaphorically there being a moat and a drawbridge. That just goes back just that far to tell you how far I go back. But look what kind of job that has been done. Dr. Allen is doing a phenomenal job. He and his team have just pulled things together and taken us into the next century. I particularly recall being busted by Dr. Felton. And it was a shameful day. But you see, I was guilty. And because on several occasions I had made acclamations about what I was going to do with my life. You see, I had told him that I was going to be somebody. I told him I was going to do something with my life, make a difference. I told him I was going to set the world on fire. But wow, I must have been nuts, because if you do that now, I believe they call it arson. But as fate would have it, on one day, when I should have been in class, his overwhelming suspicions and assertions of my were undeniably confirmed when he observed me over the course of several hours in the student center skipping class. I was playing ping pong, Pac-Man, foosball, and Space Invaders, not all at the same time, mind you, but I was there skipping class. So the task before me tonight is to further delay your progress once again. I know you want to get out of here. I know you have reservations made, you want to go party, but right now my task is to lay you. But I tell you what, since I'm a total stranger and none of you know anything hardly about me, I shall be brief. Because there's one thing I've learned over the course of my speaking and professional career, is that they will appreciate you when you stand up, but they will appreciate you more when you sit down. So since I am a product of the 80s, that means I did it with 80s technologies. That means I did it without Google. I did it without Yahoo, Bing. I did it without Instagram, Twitter, Periscope. I did it without computers. I did it without mouse pads and iPads, HPs and Windows and thumb drives, tweeting, texting, Facebook, FaceTime, and blogs. I did it the old-fashioned way: a pencil, some paper, and a chalkboard. So hear me real good. When the power goes out, I'm still good. So for the next few minutes, I just want to share a few ideas with you that I've learned. And I want to share those ideas with you in the form of stories. Stories about 3 of the ingredients to success. You know, there are many ingredients that you can put in success, but I want to share 3 of those stories. Now, since I'm from the old school, 80s, that means I'm going to give it to you straight with no chaser. I'm going to keep it 100, as they say, and come right at you. 3 stories about success. And these 3 little stories are just like the story of your lives. They're like a narrative of a book, of an unfinished movie. And you have to build your story. So you take your story, you determine frame by frame, you determine chapter by chapter, line by line, how it's going to unfold, how the direction that it takes. You write the plot, you cast the roles, you select the props, you control the pitch, the tempo, you write the musical score, and you conduct the orchestra. And by these decisions, it's you and you alone who will determine if your life will be a success, a box office success, or a miserable flop. See, most people, they go through life with the emergency brakes on. They never get in touch with their greatness. They fail to push themselves. Most of them spend time focused on the negative when they should be focused on the positive. But look, you have one life to live, and it's time that you get on with living it. So 3 little stories tonight that will change your life. Story number 1. Story number 1 is about preparation. All your life you've been taught that knowledge is power. You've seen it in billboards, you watched it in movies, you see it on TV. But not tonight. I come to challenge that. Knowledge is not power. Say it with me. Knowledge is not power. Now, I've got all the teachers shaking right now. They don't know where I'm going. But I will tell you this. Applied knowledge is power. See, knowledge without application is simply knowledge. But when you couple that knowledge with application, you begin to move toward destiny. And when you move toward destiny, you become an unstoppable force. On this very day, May 6, in 1954, at 6 o'clock p.m. in England, history was made. A 25-year-old man, a medical student, enjoyed running and attended the University of Oxford at St. Mary's Medical School in London. And he would crack track and field's most notorious barrier and change the face of human history and endurance forever. His preparation and his application served to usher him into the pages of the history books. For years, many athletes had tried and tried but failed. They tried to crack this barrier that was deemed to be a physical impossibility and a psychological myth. And his story begins with a humble story in England. But his human endurance and his determination made him perfectly planned to step into the race. It was at 6 o'clock when the gunfire was shot. 6 runners took off in synchronized step. It was a runner from Cambridge that took the lead for the first quarter mile, then for the half mile, then for the 3/4 mile. They were at 3 minutes and 4/10 of a second. But somehow, Roger Bannister, in the final stretch of 350 yards to go, with all of his strength, all of his might, all of his endurance, Bannister kicked in his reserves and broke the tape at 3 minutes, 59 seconds and 4/10. The crowd erupted in thunderous applause. Finally, the 4-minute mile was broken. Thus, before it was commonly accepted that it was a physical impossibility. But Roger Bannister, he broke down all the barriers. And Benjamin Franklin says it this way. He says, the greatest investment that you can make in yourself is what you put in your head. So when you put knowledge in your mind, couple that with application. He says the pennies that you put in your head will pour dollars into your wallet. The second point of success is passion. You have to have passion and a winning attitude. Passion is the formula, that's that DNA, that things that describes what you would do even if you were not paid for it. You know, so many people go through life aimlessly wondering, aimlessly looking, never getting in touch with their greatness. They're just marking time. They get up in the morning and they go to work miserable. They go to work and they sit at the desk miserable. They go there sitting watching a clock miserable. They go there wanting to be anywhere but there. They're sitting on borrowed time. Let me tell you a story about a man who was in the Great Depression. It was a time in the Great Depression when layoffs were plentiful and jobs were few, yet 2 men, 2 executive men, top in their field, decided not to be volunteer victims. They decided to go forward and do something. They had dreams of making it big, but the market collapsed. So every day what they would do, they got together and they, at 6 o'clock p.m., going out looking for work. Why did they go looking for work? They had families to feed. They had some bills to pay. They had to keep things going. But 8 o'clock, no work. 10 o'clock, no work. 2 o'clock, 6 p.m., no work. They kept going for 2 or 3 months until finally one man became tired. He became distracted and he stopped going. He fell into bad habits. He began lying on the couch and drinking beers and exchanging stories with his other friends on the phone who also were unemployed. He constantly spent time swearing and starting daily arguments with his wife. He had completely lost sight on his goals and his objectives. However, this friend who didn't lose sight, he kept going. He kept looking, and after a few months was given an opportunity to volunteer in a plant warehouse. He received no money, but he enjoyed his work. He enjoyed it, and he received the overproduction scraps to help him support his family's needs. He told the company, I don't want to go home. I want to stay here. And I know you can't afford to hire me, but if you can just let me stay at the plant, I promise you I'll make it worth your while. Well, he did that for 2 or 3 months. 4 months passed, 5 months passed, and then finally the message came. There was an urgent message that one of the top executives had health issues and would require surgery, and extensive hospitalization, and a long recovery. The company needed an immediate replacement to fill the position. So who do you think they hired? They hired him on the spot because he was one of the best workers that they ever had. He came early and he was the last one to leave. He came early and was the last one to leave. So his job, his quest and his determination gave him the job. See, you've got to have passion and a winning attitude in every part of your life. When obstacles comes and set before you, remember that success are really opportunities that are brilliantly disguised as challenges. T.E. Lawrence said in a poem, he said that all men dream, but not equally. Those who dream at night dream in the dusty recesses of their minds, but wake to find that it was just vanity. But those who have passion, who dare to dream by day, they are the dangerous ones. They dream with their eyes open, and they make their eyes and their dreams come true. The third ingredient is persistence. Persistence. It means being in the right place at the right time. It means continuing to work on yourself when everyone else has gone home. Persistence is waking up early while everyone else is still fast asleep. In 1957, a 10-year-old boy in California, he had a goal. And at the time, Jim Brown, as many of you may know, he was the greatest running back in professional football. And to help you understand who Jim Brown was, before there was a Walter Payton, there was Jim Brown. Before there was a Peyton Manning, there was Jim Brown. Before there was a Joe Namath, a Tom Brady, a Johnny Unitas, a Brett Favre, a Jerry Rice, or a Reggie White, there was a Jim Brown. And this young, tall, skinny-looking boy wanted Brown's autograph. But to get his autograph, the young man would have to undergo some challenges. See, the boy had no money to get into the game. The boy grew up in the ghetto where he never had enough to eat. And his family was poor. They were impoverished. And his parents could barely pay the bill. The house was hot in the summer and cold in the winter. And because of malnutrition, a disease called rickets had invaded his body and lost the strength and destroyed the strength in his legs. But it didn't destroy the will and heart of his determination. And on his legs, he wore steel splints to help support his malnourished, bowed-out legs. But he had no money, but he had a dream. He had no money, but he had patience. He had no money, but he had persistence, and stood outside the stadium fence, patiently waiting for Jim Brown to walk off the field. The young boy hobbled up to Brown, politely asked Brown for his autograph, then began to proclaim, "Mr. Brown, I have your picture on your wall, on my wall. Mr. Brown, I know you hold all the records in professional football. Mr. Brown, you have multiple MVP awards." Brown smiled, signed his name, and was turning to walk away, but the young man was not finished. He continued to proclaim, "Mr. Brown, you are the best. You are my idol." And in the final acclamation, he said, "And Mr. Brown, one day, I'm going to break every record that you have." Jim Brown, so impressed, he stopped and turned back. He looked at the young man and said, "Young man, what is your name?" The young boy replied, "Orenthal James, sir. But my friends call me O.J." With hard work and persistence, O.J. Simpson overcame his childhood illnesses. He broke all of but 2 of Jim Brown's records before an sports injury, put him out of the game. You see, if persistence means showing up, Woody Allen says it this way. He says, 80% of success is just showing up. And I believe he was right. You've got to show up engaged. You have to show up enthusiastic. You have to show up ready. You have to show up excited. You have to show up with your stuff. So what I've learned over the course of my years is just showing up, you get 80% of the opportunities just by showing up. Show up on time, you get 85% of the opportunities of life 85% of the time. If you show up on time with a plan, you get 90% of the opportunities of life 90% of the time. If you show up on time with a plan and implement that plan, you get 95% of the opportunities of life 95% of the time. If you show up on time with a plan, implement that plan, and implement that plan with excellence, you get 100% of the opportunities in life 100% in the time. So if you want to go up, show up. I have a daughter who's attending college in Mississippi. physical therapy student, and she struggled for her first year. She struggled so bad they almost put her out. She came home the second year. She struggled so bad that they almost put her out. And then she came home third year, honor roll student. I was so excited. I gave her a big hug and a kiss. I said, daughter, how'd you do it? How did you come from failure to success? She said, Dad, I took your advice and I showed up to all my classes. Everybody said with me, if you want to go up. No, that didn't work. If you want to go up, you got to show up. All right. And you have to believe in yourself. I want to encourage you to spend preparation, making that your mantra. Find that thing that you love. Find the passion that's in your soul. And when you get that passion, you have to be persistent to make your dreams come true. And make your mind up that it's not over until you win. Socrates said it like this. He said that an uncommitted life is not worth living. And I believe that. So many people give up right before the miracles happen. So many people give up in the home stretch of the goals. So many people give up right before they cross the finish line, never knowing that it was just inches away. But along the way, just remember this. Along the way, there will be disappointments. There will be setbacks. There will be difficulties. There will be hardships. I'm going to give it to you straight with no chaser. There are going to be times in your life that it's going to cause you to challenge your faith. Challenge your purpose. Challenge your destiny. But I implore you to stand strong. Don't let anything turn you around. So as I begin to come to a close, and before you turn your tassels, know this, that you will still have to run. The race is not over. That means that you'll have to keep working on yourself and refining yourself and reshaping yourself and developing yourself and remolding yourself. Each morning in Africa, the gazelle wakes up and by instinct knows that it has to outrun the fastest lion to survive. And also by instinct, the lion by instinct knows that he must outrun the gazelle if he's going to eat. So it doesn't matter if you are a lion or a gazelle, you have to run. That's what life, you have to run. Yeah. You have to run. We live in a dynamic and a changing world. And the future, you are not the future, you are the now. Sorry to burst the bubble, you're not the future, you are the right now. And we need you. In other words, you have to bring what you have to the table. We need solutions to the ills of our society at large. We need medical breakthroughs, social and economic breakthroughs. We need cures for cancer, cures for diabetes, for high blood pressure. We need cures for strokes and this new thing called Zika. We need a cure for racism and bigotry, corruption from top to bottom. We need a cure for the small-mindedness and pettiness and cures for mass but unequal prison incarceration. We need a cure, and that cure lies within you. Today you have to be multi-talented. You also have to be multi-skilled. You have to bring everything that the universe has put upon you, bring that to the table. Each and every one of you, not just the graduation class, I'm talking to everybody now. All of you have something special that you were purposed to do. Purposely planted in you from inception. And that thing is something that only you can do. Nobody can do it for you. Nobody can be a better you than you. You can be a fake somebody, carbon copy of somebody else, but nobody can be you like you. Nobody can do you like you can do you. There's only one you. And the reason I know that you bring something to the universe is and something very special and something powerful and magnificent, because the Bible tells me that you are fearfully and wonderfully made. That's all the proof I need. So you need to tap into that special gifting, that special thing that you're supposed to do, that special thing that you bring to the table, and push yourself and explore the possibilities that you have not explored. 7 points. And while you're going along the way, I'm sure your grandparents and your parents have already told you this: to be kind, to be honest, be reverent, to keep praying. Help somebody along the way. This thing is just not about us. It's not just about what I can give for myself. Too much is given, much is required. So each of us has a fiduciary responsibility one to another to give back. Explore the greatness within yourself. Push the limits. Keep God first in all that you do. And work on self-mastery. Read more books, magazines, journals for self-improvement. And have a strong moral compass. We really need that today. Be fair, be just, and be honest and diplomatic. The richest place on earth is the cemetery. Yes, the cemetery. And I'll tell you why. Because so many people come into the universe, and everything that been planted in them, all the talents and gifts that they never explored, they take it to the grave with them. Just think of the possibilities. You're lying and you're at the end of your life, and the ghosts of your talents, your gifts are standing around you, and they're looking down on you saddened. They're saying, I'm the book that you never wrote, and now I have to go into the ground with you. I'm the movie that you never directed. Now I have to go down with you. I am the song that you never wrote. You never brought me to life. I could have changed the world, but now I have to go into the ground with you. I am the marathon that you never ran. I am the people I'm the service that you never provided. And now I can't give anything to the world because I have to go down with you. Just think of how you could change the world if you could just bring one thing out of your spirit and pour it out to humanity. Graduating class, as I take my seat, I want to leave you with this quote from Les Brown. He's my personal mentor, and he's one of the top 5 motivational speakers on the planet. And I don't know what your dreams and what your goals are going to be, and I don't know what type of success you will achieve. But I do know this: you can achieve it. I do know that. If you want a thing bad enough to go out and fight for it, to work all day and stay up all night for it, to give up your time, your peace, and your sleep for it. If all that you dream in life is about it, and sleepless and sleepwalk and scheme is about it, and life seems useless and worthless without it, and if you will gladly sweat for it and fret for it, plan, worry, even fail for it, and lose all your terror of the opposition for it, and simply go out after that thing that you want with all of your capacity, strength, and sagacity, faith, hope, confidence, and stern tenacity. If neither cold poverty, famish, or gout, sickness from pain of body and brain can keep you away from the thing that you want. If dogged and grim you beset it, and beseem you beget it, with the help of God and His grace, you will get it. Thank you.
I believe I can fly. I'm ready, fired up and ready to go. Thank you so very much, Mr. Poole, for that inspiring presentation. Can we give him another round of applause, please? All right. Will the graduates who are members of the Alpha Delta chapter of Phi Theta Kappa, please stand. Established in 1918, the Phi Theta Kappa International Honor Society serves to recognize and encourage the academic achievement of two-year college students and provide opportunities for individual growth and development. In 1929, the American Association of Community Colleges recognized PTK as the official honor society for two-year colleges. PTK members meet high academic standards. HCC's local Alpha Delta chapter is one of the oldest chapters in the nation and the oldest in Kentucky. Graduates always remember the three hallmarks of Phi Theta Kappa: leadership, scholarship, and service. You may be seated. This year marks the 15th year for the KCTCS All-Academic Team, which recognizes 32 of our system's most outstanding students from the 16 KCTCS institutions across the Commonwealth of Kentucky. Each KCTCS institution selects 2 students for the KCTCS All-Academic Team. One outstanding student pursuing a transfer associate's degree, and another student pursuing a technical program associate's degree. Faculty nominate the students who are selected by a committee made up of the faculty. When I announce both winners, please come forward to receive your recognition from Dr. Allen. Our Transfer Student Award winner is Ricky Cupp, who is completing AA, AS transfer degrees. Our Technical Student Award winner is Laura Rogers, who is completing AA and AS transfer degrees, as well as an AAS in nursing. Congratulations, you two.
The Spirit Cup is annually presented at commencement. Presentation of this award is a tradition that began at Bethel College and has continued since 1967. The purpose is to recognize the most outstanding HCC graduate. A student has displayed a unique combination of leadership, academic achievement, service to others, and campus involvement. Students are nominated by faculty and staff, and the recipient is chosen by a committee of faculty and staff. To be eligible, the student must be graduating with an associate degree, be actively involved in the college, have at least a 3.0 GPA, have demonstrated leadership ability, and be positive and enthusiastic about HCC. This year, we're delighted to be joined by HCC's very first Spirit Cup winner from the class of 1967, Mike Herndon. At this time, I'd like to ask Mike to join Dr. Allen on stage to share in presenting this year's award. Mike was also elected as HCC's second SGA president, and years later served a number of capacities, including the HCC Foundation. When the Spirit Cup winner is announced, the recipient should come forward to receive the award from Mike Herndon and Dr. Allen. Tonight, it's my pleasure to present the 2016 Spirit Cup Outstanding Graduate Award to Ricky Cupp. Ricky is a veteran who served 9 years in active duty. He's a hard worker who juggles life, work, and his education with a dedication that can be seen by all who know him. Ricky's maintained a 3.9 GPA, and his drive and determination have been noted by many professors. One professor said of Ricky, it didn't take long for me to see what kind of a serious student he was. He spent numerous hours visiting my office for extra help, and I could see he had a work ethic that would pay off for him. Ricky has been involved in many campus activities. He served as an officer for Phi Theta Kappa and was very active in student government. He's also involved in the initiation, design, build, and launch of the balloon satellites and has been a part of the successful launches. He's been active in recruiting and representing the STEM program, representing HCC on multiple recruitment trips. One professor said of Ricky, there's no better advertisement for us at HCC than for students like Ricky to go out in the community and speak of his experience at the college. Ricky took over a critical role for his tutoring services at HCC in the library and volunteers regularly as a tutor at Christian County Middle School. After graduation, he plans to continue his education to become a middle school math and science teacher. He has expressed a desire to make a difference in the lives of middle school children. Congratulations, Ricky. And Mike, before you leave the stage, Mike, we have something we'd like to present to you. The tradition of presenting an actual cup to the winner began some years after your award in 1967. So we wanted to give you an actual Spirit Cup to represent your receiving HCC's very first award and to acknowledge your longtime support of and involvement with HCC. Thank you for all you have done.
Tonight's ceremony represents a very special moment, one we take very seriously at Hopkinsville Community College. You will notice many traditions, symbols, and regalia, including the processional that you experienced earlier this evening. For example, the colors worn by the faculty and staff have a unique meaning in higher education. For a full explanation of the symbols and regalia used in tonight's ceremony, we invite you to consult your program. In order to maintain accuracy and academic integrity, official honors, high distinction, and distinction do not appear in tonight's printed commencement program. Recognition will, however, appear on AA, AS, and AAS diplomas upon candidates' completion of academic work, coursework, and final GPA calculations. We now come to the presentation of the graduating class and the conferring of 3 associate degrees. The Associate in Arts degree, the Associate in Science degree, and the Associate in Applied Science degree, along with a variety of certificates and diplomas. Will the candidates for the Associate in Arts degree, the Associate in Science degree, and the Associate in Applied Science degree, and the candidates for certificates and diplomas, please rise. President Allen, the faculty of Hopkinsville Community College has certified that these candidates have completed all of the requirements for their degree, certificate, or diploma. They are recommended to you for the conferral of this degree, certificate, or diploma.
By the authority vested in me by the President and Board of Regents of the Kentucky Community and Technical College System, and on recommendation of the faculty, I confer upon you the Associate in Arts degree, Associate in Science degree, Associate in Applied Science degree, certificate, or diploma with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities thereunto appertaining.
Zawadika Shanae Johnson, Associate in Applied Science in Criminal Justice and Certificate. Erica Lachey Stubbs, Associate in Applied Science in Business Administration and Certificates. Antonio Leon Moreno, Associate in Applied Science in Engineering Technology and Industrial Maintenance Technology and Certificates. Richard B. Hamilton, Associate in Applied Science in Engineering and Electronics Technology. Sadie Danielle Russell, Associate in Arts. Ariel Nicole Monroe, Associate in Arts. Brittany Amber Veach, Associate in Applied Science in Business Administration. Morgan Elaine Parker, Associate in Science. Caitlin Marie Sullivan, Associate in Applied Science and Health Science Technology. Melissa Lynn Fabish, Associate in Science. Alara Vet Serrano Rodriguez, Associate in Arts. Timothy Crutchfield, Associate in Applied Science and Criminal Justice. Angela S. Bennett, Associate in Arts and Associate in Science and Certificate. Danielle Gabrielle Carl, Associate in Science. Forrest Neil Odell, Associate in Applied Science and Engineering and Electronics Technology. Haley Savannah McCain, Associate in Arts. Amanda Jo Almeida, Associate in Science. Ashley Danae Brantley, Associate in Arts and Associate in Science. Omaya Mosby, Associate in Science. LaQuisha Chantel Milan, Associate in Arts. Janice Lee Bell, Associate in Applied Science and Medical Information Technology and Certificates. Mitchell Wayne Calvin, Associate in Science. Lori Odell Bristol, Associate in Applied Science and Medical Information Technology and Certificates. Marilyn Helen Early, Associate in Applied Science in Computer and Information Technology. Angela Marie Richards, Associate in Applied Science and Medical Information Technology, Diploma and Certificates. Yvonne Renee Catlett, Associate in Applied Science in Criminal Justice and Certificates. India Kirsty Shavers, Associate in Arts. Lachey Thomas, Associate in Arts and Associate in Science. Chelsea Lynn Blankenship, Associate in Applied Science and Criminal Justice and Certificates. Kayla D. Cooper, Associate in Arts. Tara Patrice Quarles, Associate in Science. Courtney Joanne Marie Hillman, Associate in Arts and Associate in Science. Jamie Lynn Weatherford, Associate in Applied Science in Criminal Justice and Certificate. Kayla Ann Carver, Associate in Arts. Rosa L. Coleman, Associate in Arts. Haley Leanne Darty, Associate in Applied Science and Human Services and Certificate. Tracy Lee Davis, Associate in Applied Science and Human Services. Joetta Stewart, Associate in Arts and Associate in Applied Science and Human Services. Felicia Nicole Jones, Associate in Science. Melinda Sue Knight, Associate in Science. Mary Grace Frofrunga, Associate in Science. Shatika Jana McDonald, Associate in Arts and Associate in Science. Ashley Nicole Beeman, Associate in Arts. Sarah Maria Newman, Associate in Applied Science in Human Services and Certificate. Tyler Harps, Associate in Science and Certificate. Allison Renee Crunk, Associate in Applied Science and Health Science Technology and Certificates. Austin Elliott Strickland, Associate in Science. Donovan Victor Cadena de la Rosa, Associate in Science. David Nathaniel Langer, Associate in Science. Ricky Dwayne Cupp, Associate in Arts and Associate in Science. Erica Renee Palowich, Associate in Science. Brittany Faye Simpson, Associate in Arts and Associate in Science. Natalie Carol Jones, Associate in Arts and Associate in Science. Tyler Patrick Hancock, Associate in Applied Science in Criminal Justice. Rebecca Jo Lynn Giannini, Associate in Applied Science in Criminal Justice and Certificate. James Allen Kaufman, Associate in Applied Science in Criminal Justice. Donovan Allen Kraft, Associate in Applied Science in Criminal Justice. Justin DeLorean Coleman, Associate in Applied Science in Criminal Justice and Certificate. Bradley Allen Walls, Associate in Applied Science in Computer and Information Technology. David Jessup, Associate in Applied Science in Engineering and Electronics Technology and General Occupational Technical Study, Diploma and Certificates. Dakota Lee Lake, Associate in Arts. Inez Vanessa Lyons, Associate in Arts. Karen E. Whitehead, Associate in Arts and Associate in Science. Shanae Patrice Evans, Associate in Arts. LaShawn Evans Jr., Associate in Arts and Certificates. Mark Aldridge Mason, Associate in Arts. Brooklyn Elizabeth Gardner, Associate in Arts. Caitlin Laree Starr, Associate in Science. Dawson O'Connor McDonald, Associate in Science. Lauren Grace, Associate in Science and Certificate. Catherine McKenzie Bonilla, Associate in Arts and Associate in Science. Good. Haley Lane Good, Associate in Arts and Associate in Science. Amber Vernell Bruce, Associate in Arts and Associate in Science. Lauren Frederick Miller, Associate in Science. Charles Samuel Todd, Associate in Arts and Associate in Science. Melvin L. Williams, Jr., Associate in Science. Janet Marie Cornell, Associate in Applied Science and Health Science Technology and Certificates. Morgan Bailey Goodwin, Associate in Applied Science and Health Science Technology and Certificates. Michelle Lynn Davis, Associate in Arts, Associate in Science, and Associate in Applied Science and Health Science Technology and Certificates. Jessica Ann Downey, Associate in Arts and Associate in Science. Kelly Thomas Parker, Associate in Science. Jennifer Marisol Mora, Associate in Arts. Caitlin Brooke Lehman, Associate in Arts. Michaela Jane Lameron, Associate in Arts and Associate in Science. Kayla Marie James, Associate in Arts and Associate in Science. Joseph Tyrone Boone, Associate in Applied Science in Business Administration and Certificates. Jonathan Samuel Bonney, Associate in Science. Alan Richard Smithberg, Associate in Arts and Associate in Science. Alcanic Kana Lacarste Robertson, Associate in Arts and Certificates. Kimberly L. Colquitt, Associate in Arts. Michael Bijan Sharamafar, Associate in Arts, Associate in Science, and Associate in Applied Science in Nursing. Melissa Marie Sharamfar, Associate in Science. Michaela Alicia Kennedy, Associate in Applied Science in Nursing. Laura Denise Rogers, Associate in Arts, Associate in Science, and Associate in Applied Science in Nursing. Brian C. Smith, Associate in Applied Science in Engineering and Electronics Technology and Certificates. Christopher Ray Johnson, Associate in Applied Science in General Occupational Technical Studies and Diploma. Derek Artez Torian, Associate in Applied Science in General and Occupational Technical Studies and Diploma.
Jason Edward Hook, Associate in Science and Associate in Applied Science, Diploma, Certificate, General Occupational Technical Studies. Heather Marie Marte, Associate in Applied Science, Certificates, Interdisciplinary Early Childhood Education. Alexandra Ashley Kroger, Associate in Arts. Alexandra Mary Loris, Associate in Arts, Associate in Science. Bill Andrew Daly, Associate in Science. Angel Marie Faulkner, Associate in Arts. April Nicole Quarles, Associate in Arts and Associate in Science. Deetra C. Smith, Associate in Science and Associate in Arts. Mahogany Janae Johnson, Associate in Arts. Connor Liam Wainwright, Associate in Arts, Associate in Science. Thank you, Deontay. Deontay Lamar Denley, Associate in Arts. Ranella Rudd, Associate in Science. Catherine Gilbreth, Associate in Arts. Monica Nicole Santoyo, Associate in Science. Alethea Curtis, Associate in Arts. Karen Orozco, Associate in Arts, Associate in Science. Anna Smigelski, Associate in Science. Tara Murphy, Associate in Arts and Certificate. Edwin Joel Orta, Associate in Arts. Alexandria Denise Carrington, Associate in Arts. Leslie Ellen Brown Wirtz, Associate in Arts. Caribbean Sabril Myers, Associate in Arts. Allison Lassiter, Associate in Arts. Bethany Danielle Rushing, Associate Applied Science, Certificates in Business Administration. Katrina Andriana Scott, Associate in Science. Corinne Ashley Clark, Associate in Arts and Associate in Science. Jessica Renee Keenan, Associate of Applied Science, Diploma, Certificates, Medical Information Technology. Gwendolyn Wagoner, Associate in Arts, Associate in Science, and Certificate. Martania Michelle Appling, Associate in Science. Angel Dawn Williams, Associate in Arts. Naomi Ray, Associate in Science. Mella Lene Woosley Mitchell, Associate in Science and Certificate. Stephanie Rochelle Lenz, Associate in Science. Christopher Raymond Guerin, Associate in Arts, Associate in Science, and Certificate. Crystal J. Samaha, Associate in Applied Science, Diploma, Certificate, Medical Information Technology. Michael Gerard Warfield, Associate in Arts. Gunzi Larod Taylor, certificate. Ryan William Holder, Associate in Applied Science, Certificate, Criminal Justice. Jerry Ella Marie Williams, Associate in Arts. Marilyn Vernell Webb, Associate in Applied Science, Certificate, Health Science Technology. Nadine Michelle Tyler, Associate in Science. Danae Burton, Associate in Applied Science, Computer and Information Technology. And one of our oldest students, Mr. John F. Hall, Associate in Arts. Will all of the graduates please rise?
On behalf of the faculty, administrators, staff, and board of directors, it is a pleasure to present the Hopkinsville Community College Class of 2016. Graduates, move your tassels from right to left. Please rise and remain standing during the recessional. The platform party and faculty will form a wall of honor for which the graduates will exit. Please honor our graduates by remaining at your seats until the last graduate has left the room and follow the guidance provided by our ushers. I thank you so much for your attendance.